How's it going? How you doing? How you feeling? Me, I'm feeling pretty good myself. Feeling all right. So, been watching a lot of shows about drugs and stuff because it's one of my favorite pastimes. I love drugs, and drugs love me. We use each other for various reasons. It's a working agreement we've got. So, today is kind of proving that God's pretty damn good. You know, he's really damn good. This world coming up is fucked. But we deserve it. It's the world we built, the world we've been trying to work for. Because people aren't trying to work for getting more skill, more money. I was walking around today and I was thinking about how much of our lives are based around money and how much of it's based around get rich schemes and collaborations and shit. That's shut down anyway. No one ever tunes in and no one talks to the fucking, so I don't type. If you type, I can't hear it. Sorry. I can't see it. If you type, I can't see it. Can't hear it. Funny. Anyways, so the motto of work smarter, not harder. It's a good It's a good motto to have if that's your personal ethos. If that's what you believe, have at it. But it's kind of like when they talk about, like, I don't know if you've seen those articles. It's like 10 traits of toxic men, 10 traits of a green flag. You know what I mean? Whatever. And there's just like a lot of stuff that's, I don't know if you guys see those kind of things. They probably do it for women differently, you know. 10 signs of a quality woman. And of course, everybody wants to be that thing. How do you know if you're intelligent? You probably don't click on surveys that ask about it. Only 40% of 10% of really intelligent people can answer these questions. Okay. You're not gonna try? Why? I'm smart enough to know better than to fucking click on your link. Make me feel better about, you know what I mean? If I was actually smart, I wouldn't need, I'd have the information up here. I wouldn't need your little quiz to tell me I'm smart. If I need your quiz to tell me I'm smart, I'm pretty fucking dumb. Because I don't know if I'm smart or not. As far as like high IQ or whatever, but it's often like things that make you irresistible to women or whatever the fuck the little, you know what I mean, the little thing is. And it's like, so how many people are going to adopt these things? You know? Until it becomes a fake thing. These might be like psychologically, these are things that, but you're forcing the change by pointing it out. You get that? Like if, okay, women really like men in skinny jeans, then everybody's fucking wearing skinny jeans. And then suddenly the guy with bell bottoms is the standout. 10 years from then, women really like a guy that ever wear skinny jeans. Everybody says wearing these big bell bottoms. Guy walks around in skinny jeans. Women really love, you know. That's the way it always goes. There's not like a universal trait that's been from the dawn of time. Aside from the personality traits that you see in your parents, if you like your parents' relationship, you know, if you look at them as being like an ideal couple, that will be your mold from that point on. If you grew up your entire life like I did, going, that is not how a dad acts. When you become a dad, you can follow all those things. But that's not how a dad acts. So when I go to blow up and get mad, calm a little bit. At least ask why. You know? When they can answer such a thing. When my kids were very little, I looked at them and I realized I'm not raising this person. I'm raising when she's this and my son is this age, that's what I'm raising by these early steps. So if I go like this at any point in time, I'm slowing down your progress. Because we don't talk like that, and now you have to unlearn all that. Because you're making it easy for them, and so what? They start doing that. It's not what's necessary. You don't want the easiest route. You want them to struggle and try. You want to be smart about it. Like I said, when I was raising my kids, both of them, if I would have known, I would have washed their hands better. They weren't even really that old. I just want to give them the idea that the mouths couldn't do more than just cry. I was like, da, da, la, la, mo. And they just look at my mouth. They both of them kind of lean back and like look into my mouth. And they can see like that going, and they both immediately, boop, finger right in the fucking mouth. La, 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 ba, da. I didn't want to freak them out, you know? It's just, probably just applesauce and Cheerios and shit, so. That's some of the shit they do. It's the shit you see some of your kids do, man. You're kind of immune. You know what I mean? You kind of grow out of that precious stage when you have to wipe a little ass full of fucking diarrhea. It has to get done, and you just go, you can be like, that's gross, go wash that off, you know? You can't do that. You're the one who has to take care of that. It's too bad you're still in the fucking bath. You don't go wiping it's all down the leg. It's like, gee, what did you do? How? Quote Ron Burgundy, I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. How did you? It defies gravity. How did it get in your hair, though? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Did you do a handstand? I mean, no, your hands are clean, so it didn't be like it wasn't one of those. Otherwise, I'd probably see it on your face somewhere also. Fucking weirdos. So, yeah. But, I mean, like marijuana is just a plant. Mushrooms just grow naturally. To ban it while promoting, like, clothing and keyboard is the definition of insanity. Cars. Airplanes. Generally, drugs kill on the individual level, whereas cars and shit like that can kill on the, exterior. But the big worry is that people are going to get fucking high, they can't control themselves out in society, and then they go freak out and just, like, stab everybody, or, whatever the common going fear is. I don't even people even know now, aside from just like, well, we made it legal, so we can't stop being illegal now. Colorado has legal mushrooms. California's had legal pot. We've had legal pot. There's like a lot of the states have legal pot. They're not on fire. Matter of fact, the federal government's looking at rebranding marijuana. They might be looking into mushrooms and shit like that. Trump won't last forever. But definitely neither will the coming empire that comes after them. The sheer number of illegal things that bitch has done. I guess it's no different than anybody before. I mean, he's more open about the shit they do. Like Ronald Reagan, you don't find out until later on about the Iran-Contra. He's on his way out the door, and suddenly, oh, I don't remember, I don't know. And then, like, oh, poor man doesn't remember. Bye, old man. Who's your Nixon? Well, okay, fine, I resign. No jail time. Thanks for the helicopter ride out to freedom. I admit, broke the rules, broke the laws. You guys even admit, you know. Am I retiring? I watched a thing about Agent Orange. As disgusting as it was, I realized that people from the Vietnam era are still alive, and people running things right now are kind of the last dying bit of those people, you know, Roger Stone. And kind of that mentality, but I think that's kind of the point, is to be like, okay, don't blame us. That mentality is pretty much gone now. Well, it's you know what I mean? It's never gone. It's like the war on drugs. As long as you tell people that you made a bust and whatever, they'll keep going back to drugs. They found that they could tax us on both ends. It's more lucrative to make it illegal. You can make it legal and make all that money off of it. They know that. One, they have to back down off of a decision where they said no and lined in the sand and got like a whole army ready to go. And America's lost so many wars. Isn't the war on drugs? On top of that, having to admit what hand they've had in the war on drugs. Guarding the Sacklers. Running deals with Noriega. Setting the current guy that's setting free. The Iran-Contra, George Bush Sr. But you can the money you have to pay. So basically, you know what I mean? Is so people usually don't get into like serious problems. If you get busted with a little bit of drugs, so then you know you're not going to go away. You know, it's like a drug possession charge. So you get that, you know, and you can they're guaranteed repeat customers. You know what I mean? They're guaranteed you get some like, oh, look at Robert Downey Jr. Had all the access to, you know, money and whatever. And how many times was he in and out of rehab? Scott Weiland. All of them. How many times was he in and out of rehab? With all the money in the world. Now imagine you don't have all the money in the world. You don't have a team. You don't have the United States as a whole basically kind of rooting for you. You know? Because you're not Scott Weiland. You're just John down at the fucking deli. Used to be at the deli. He has a band too, or had a band, you know. So you get him on that end. Lawyer fees, legal fees, court costs, police. You got to pay police to catch these hooligan criminals killing themselves. They never really bust these guys like, you know, Scott Weiland arrested holding up a mall at gunpoint. Usually acting suspicious. and leaving the place and someone frisks them down, or they, kind of collapse a little bit, you know what I mean, or whatever, and then people suspect and they go through the shit and, like, it's already a fucking. This makes their 5th time in rehab, and we're certainly not going to fix things now. It's 5th time in rehab. Good luck. Why can't you just get your shit together? And like people were talking, like with my situation when I was kind of like falling off the deep end there with the loss of my music and shit. Fuck, it's getting kind of warm in here. The loss of my music, I fucking started losing it, man. But when I got out of that mindset of that, it's still like, but this is still, everything's still here. Everything that drives me nuts is still here. Money, still here. America, still here. Racism, still here. Oh, we're never going to get rid. Oh, we're going to get rid of it, motherfuckers. You can't have stasis. We gotta get rid of people who are like, because I said so, it's not enough. You start pulling at every fucking thread because you can, and suddenly everything falls apart. Just because you gotta know why. Why? In a dream, why? How quickly will that ruin your dream and cause you to wake up? How often do you do that? Never. The most crazy shit can happen in a dream. You can be chased by fucking circus clowns with goddamn fish feet. The most insane shit can happen. Then they become eagles and fly you to the fucking paradise you've always wished you went to, and it doesn't make any sense when you wake up, but you never sit there and go, why the fuck is this happening? Why are you chasing me? Why, you know what I mean? Not to a serious point, like, wait, where was I? When did this start, Why does he have fish for feet? You know what I mean? You don't ask why. And it lets the dream live. Same with you. You start asking why and start going, oh, it turns out that you pull this and oh shit. And I don't think it's any coincidence that the first thing that they teleported is information. In 6th grade, I was looking at where things were going. And I said, teleportation will be the last thing that humans create. Because after that, there's no need for the human interaction at all. The human input is not needed. The reason I didn't put forth a lot, or try to go forward with a lot of my ideas when I was younger, is because it's going to a system we're going to now. It would have been a credit system. In my situation, it's like, I looked at all the fucking, if you can imagine like a cryptocurrency type thing where it actually is private, and not been exploited, it'd be fucking paradise, right? But one fucking head decides to fucking flip, on the flip side, how can that be used? I was like, okay, I started looking through, like I said, with the automated gas station, that would fire all the people inside. Because they'd have people out there, the sellers and shit with there, which then that would catch on. So every fucking gas station place shut down because the money being made. And this is 6th grade, the money being made by this fucking thing. That's why I didn't say anything to anybody about the idea. Money being made by that. If it starts catching on and they start making a lot of money, because you can go 24 hours a day, flip your card in there, fucking whatever, Then go to the vending machine and get, they have all the shit you need there. Chips, you know what I mean? You could even have a fucking thing for motor oil, you know what I mean? If you wanted to have that kind of shit for sale. So yeah. The only thing you'd need to do would be to transport. The only job for humans left would be to transport. You're like, oh yeah, cool. No. You're looking at it from my point of view, yes, because then everybody's just free to do whatever. From their point of view, there's too many of you, and you may get some of what they have. Oh, they want the automated, they want all that shit to replace you. That's the dream of Elon having. Why do you think he wants to go to Mars? You're not there. Oh, they love your money, but they can't fucking stand you. They love your adoration. They hate your cheers. All you gotta do is look at Trump. As soon as you say it, I mean, as long as you're cheering him on, he's got nothing but great things to say to you, say about you. The second you say you think, you kind of question, you don't even know this person. You're third rate, you're a loser, you're stupid. That's why I never liked you to begin with. You're on the tape, it doesn't matter. Because he just deals with the people that worry about what's right now in front of them. Oh, shit. Just as there's people that don't have internal monologue, there may be people that completely lack the ability of foresight to forethink things through, or even to reflect on the past. They're only stuck in the present, you know? So when they turn on the radio and like the president says they've already built up this system of trust. If it's coming from the United States, you know, the U.S. president. This is the president of the United States. The fucking United States. Whether you like it or not, I mean, it is the president. So you got to respect it. Those type of people. So the president says Biden's a clone, and we just got back from Mars, and they said hello. There's people on Mars. You know what I mean? They don't have the ability to be like, you just got back. When did you go? You know? First now. We invented teleportation. You invented teleportation. You know what I mean? You invented teleportation. Well, when can I get my machine? Soon. It'll be about a year before it goes into production. 3 weeks from there. There's anything about a teleportation machine. They can't look back to that when they saw that, and they can't look forward. Be verging on psychopathy, right? It'd be like another form of psychopathy because you don't have anything to reflect back on to like learn a lesson, and there is no future. There's only right now. How do I feel right now? That's why they probably could be why they sit there and break down crying. They actually genuinely feel sad right there, and then as soon as you go, look, dude, why, you know, and they're like, oh, I don't know. I can reflect back for like even 5 minutes why they even started crying. You did that. You started. No, we were both. You know what I mean? There was a lady, I watched that Matt Rife special. People are weird. And they will volunteer the weirdest shit at the wrongest time because they're not listening to what's going on, apparently. That was so weird. He'd ask a very specific question, like, you know, is anybody here, you know, feel like they're at the beginning of starting it to, you know, to chase their dream. And people, I guess, just to talk, were just raising their hand. And those weren't fucking, you know what I mean? They're really, really tiny dreams. But they also, like, they would say, like, you know, this one lady was just said she wanted to take over her mom's business. But then later on through the conversation, the mom was there. She didn't want to take over the mom's business. She wanted to go into realty. I can understand, like, well, right now I'm working, you know, with my mom's business, but I feel like I'm at the beginning. I'm getting my money together to go ahead and go to school to be a realtor. My dream is to be a realtor. And maybe she doesn't know how to publicly speak. You know, maybe she's like, yeah, I'm hoping to become a manager. If I become a manager, I can get the money together. And he was like, man, we didn't ask. No, I'm going to be, she's here. It's kind of, that's how, and then just next thing you know, it's like this whole weird fucking conversation about how her mom fucking teaches how to give good blowjobs online. It's a Matt Rife special. What do you expect? Very Matt Rice with Christmas. Did you see the commercial with him and Macaulay Culkin, Charlie Sheen? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think it's like a Netflix Matt Rice Christmas special, I believe. He's funny. He does a lot of crowd work and stuff and stuff like that, you know. But he's really good at doing crowd work. Just because he seems like one of those common people like Daniel Tosh, that, like, you know, they're funny, but they could easily take that to like a, you know, like an acid tongue and just start shitting on people. But instead they just, you know, they're genuinely curious about stuff. Like it was interesting watching Tosh talk to all the people that he talks to, Daniel Tosh. Because, like I said, he could be, you know, very dickhead about it, but he's just very not, you know. And they probably expect him because he's a comedy show, and they're not expecting, like, to be on this side of the comedy. You know, they've been picked on. Like, okay, here comes another person who want to pick on me. No. I want to get you out of you, get even. Oh, shit, yeah. Fuck, water is good, man. It's good, clean, crisp water. I got some drum heads coming tomorrow because my 10-inch is busted. It's dark in here, so I didn't notice. The tips of the sticks, they're supposed to be round. That's like, there's like a screw. What? Why do they even come attached? Why is that even like that? So I bought a set of 4 tips. Because the sticks are just fine. I mean, they're just fine. But for some reason, the tips broke. It was something like $4 for 4 tips. 4 tips. Okay, so I'll just, if it's too loose to screw on, or if it's whatever, I'll just screw it on, especially if it's tight. If it's loose, I'll just put some fucking super glue in there and just super glue. Fuck yeah. I hope those don't crack. I mean, I've never seen the tips of drumsticks crack, and like, I don't know. You wonder if they could put like a rubber tipping on the tip of like because it's carbon fiber. I don't know if that metal rod down the center. I don't know about that. Maybe like metal in the center and like carbon around. That's why they haven't dinged up. I love these sticks though. I mean, I don't need to worry about the. I've got a good place like this little ring that moves. It's a good place to put the fingers too. It's good. It's a good, quick place to find. You know, I mean, even if you do nothing these, you know, or these. I bought a fucking adapter. Same power voltage and shit. So I'm hoping. I mean, I'm gonna check it out and, you know, check it side by side. Try to find one just from Phonic, and even the company doesn't have them. So, but yeah, it's a pretty standard type thing from what I've been seeing at that voltage. So, I just have to worry about the tip of the fucking, if that works and fits in there. If so, fuck yeah, I'll have my fucking mixing board back. Oh shit, that was so great to me. Like, howdy. Patch out. I could talk to Cope that way and just patch in and out, and also like patch in music and stuff. That was so fucking great. And it's a storm. Power went out, came back up. It's called like a brownout or whatever. It wasn't a blackout. And then the board starts coming back on. I'm like, fuck, I was getting ready to set the hit the reset to tell it to reload all the, because it saves all the fucking settings. It's getting ready to tell it that. And then, like, wouldn't come back on. I was like, oh, you fuckers. Probably fried it. If this works, it's looking like a $16 fix for that, a $4 fix for my sticks. Got my drum heads. I got one because I beat the shit. Well, that one started to tear anyways, so I was going to take that head off of there. Well, I'll probably just leave it there. But fix that one over there. So all the drum heads are nice and clean. I do need like an 8-inch for that one. But it's got a clear Evans It's like they all kind of look the same. I was hoping it was going to be a Black Evans, but I guess I don't know. I don't know why that one came in clear. It might not matter when I first got that one. Yeah, that's the first one I got. That was like, yeah, that's how I found Sun King on eBay. But they've gone up. They've gone up. They were like really, I mean, they were fucking awesome price on all kinds of shit, and you could put in bids of what you wanted to pay, and they accepted most of them. I guess no one was really like hitting them up, and I guess people started, you know, using them a lot, and so like the price of everything just like shot up. I'm like, you know, they got a new manager or something like that. There was, yeah, I remember there was a lady that worked there, fucking cool, because like I ordered shit like all the time. Those heads, those drums are usually like about like, I think at the time they're like $30 to $40 a pad, and that one was up there as just a lone pad, drum pad, dual zone, and it was like, you know, it said you know, whatever best offer, and I put in an offer like fucking ridiculous, like $6 and shipping. They said sure. I started looking through whatever else they had, and I started just getting all kinds of shit. It was used, but it works. I think I've gotten anything from them that didn't work, and if I did, I paid such a small price for it, I wouldn't have cared. Now I got this foot pedal down here, the Line 6. That was like, they're normally like $180 or $120. I think I paid like fucking 10 plus shipping. The only thing wrong with it is just need to be factory reset. I've gotten so many drum pads from them, it's ridiculous, because that kit has been mutating over the years. It's not always looked like that. It looks really good now. It's like all one solid kind of looking piece, but it was like a bunch of different shit over the years as I tried to settle in to what I needed. I've always wanted a kit like that. Like I said, when I was just doing, I was letting the drum machine handle most of the quantizing. I was using the drum pads to program, and so like I'd use the Fruity Loops to quantize. Man, I was just churning out music. I mean, it was ridiculous. Just stomping them out. So like I said, I got that folder with like 1600. It was just as I was writing them, I was just stomping them out, and then I got that continuous control hi-hat pedal, and Fruity Loops didn't really know what to do with it. If it could, I mean, I would be right back in business and just, you know, stomping them out. Because, I mean, it can just lay down the verse, lay down the chorus, lay down the intro and outro. And it's very modular then. I can just stack them all how I want them to go. Any breaks that are necessary, you can program those up and just put them in, shift things about, redo the outro. I mean, whatever, you know. And then orchestrate like music in the background to kind of come in. And that's why I like live music. It's less thought. You know, there's a lot of preconception to that type of music, you know, writing a song. And so if you're in studio, I won't say you can like force. I mean, you could if you wanted. You could force emotion by just changing the sounds and making it darker and more sad. You know, sounding, picking the right instruments to convey a weepy, sad feel, a upbeat, happy feel. There's all kinds of like tricks you can do to do that. But when you're just playing live, it's just like, go, you know, go. Just play anything, just play whatever, man. 2, 3, 4, and then just hope it all works out. If you got good musicians, it does. All right, an E, 2, 3, 4, like what? And I don't know. We're starting. Is that a good tempo? Yeah. All right. 2, 3, 4. It's an E. Yeah, there you go. Cool. And then just join in. You could even do that to studies. I think that's one of those reasons why they do that in some of those songs. Like, they're setting the tempo and they're getting everybody like in like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, and just kind of fucking cut loose, especially like in jazz songs and stuff. This seems like such a better gig. There's no way I was saying no way the audience, but I mean, if you were to do that, I really doubt the audience would complain if you improvise the songs around a structure every night, so you don't get bored. Like the drums don't go exactly the same. I don't know how upset. I know, like especially with pop music, they never know. I have no idea. With jazz and stuff, you tend to have more people that actually pay attention to the little nuances. Wait, he played that different. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. You're the third outside. I mean, that kind of stuff. Those people are. God bless them, man. They love music like a motherfucker. In a totally different way. Just like in an appreciation way, not in a. Every artist needs, an audience to play to. Even the town square or whatever, that's not telling them to shut up. So, yeah. But, back to drugs. I've long said that drugs are like hugs for your inside. You know what I mean? And, I hold to that. It's just like, if you're feeling shitty, it's kind of a way to feel better. I wouldn't call it like avoiding it. Me, I'm just trying to kill time, honestly. I've got just too much time on my hands right now. Of course, when don't I? It's a joke. But yeah. Dude, that heater's about to kill me back here. What the fuck? Can you hold, please? Get some hold music for you. How about that? Entertain you with a little bit of trough. It's a little bit of troughy trough for you. I was struck with blight on the sky. I don't know why I do shit like that, but I do. Yeah, I got up and started walking. Turns out it's the hydro. Boy, them hydroponics will whoop upon your whoops. Upon your whoops. What that means, I don't fucking know. But it'll do it. Kind of grabs you by the boo-boo type thing. Oh yeah, we got some live resin. Not live resin, cured resin. I think that's smoked live resin. I don't know what that means. What the fuck is... Put some psilocybin in this bitch, maybe. You know what I mean? Is that what you're talking about? Some spores, some live... I don't know, but that's not what this is. God damn, I want to try the drug that I invented for that world, for Unia, but also for the world of Fat Boy. Oh, God, that script. I really fucking dig that script. Because I've already, like, I've filmed it in my head. I know exactly how I want it to go. And so as I'm reading it, I can watch the movie in my head. Because I've watched it so many times. Like I said, that one guy was talking about how I timed it. I played the movie in my head, how I see it, while I was reading it, you know, while I read the script. And so I actually timed it, and it's hour and a half. The guy didn't see it, but it's there. He doesn't know like how much music I've made for it and stuff like that. How many ideas I put. Yeah, I mean, I've put a lot of thought into. I probably wouldn't have, but I talked to some people at my work, told them what I wanted to do, and several people said they were down. All right. So I got myself on this Panasonic. God, it was HD tape. Can't remember what it was. It was the most HD you could get, but it was still while being a very handheld, small. It had pretty good. The mini DV had pretty good quality. Sorry. But yeah. It was gonna be fun as shit, man. It was gonna be so cool. I picked out really good people for the fucking parts and everything. Because as I was writing it, I'd already written most of it in my head. And so I just had to, actually write it. And that's when I figured I was pretty decent at that. Not great, but okay, you know. And then I'd never written an action sequence. I really had no idea what the fuck I was going to, but I'd seen some action sequences, so I kind of tried to write with the pacing, that kind of pacing in mind. I also wanted to get in and get out because I didn't know how bad I'd do or how well I'd do. So for the survival guide. Yeah. I enjoyed that. But like I said, I wanted to have the first season of Survival Guide, if you will. Maybe the first chapter. And where, like I said, that one, I don't know if I've ever read that where the people show up, but I think there's 4 people that show up. And a guy and his wife. And that one lady is, his wife is not, but he has saved her life. I hate that flame coming up like that. That one, and the one guy takes as a threat that he's trying to get on his wife. He's not the main character. Jason Bishop. And, fucking... Goodbye Bishop, JB. Got a lot of names you can give him. That's one thing I learned with writing, is you try to make it, in order to make it real, you know, realistic, if, you know. Like, it's not just called marijuana. Marijuana, pot. Afghan punch, landslide. You know, it'd be better with, like, you know, Maui Wowie back in those days when it's just, you know, they're more. Afghani would be, because that was a brand back then. Northern Lights. Keep hearing Kate Will, but I don't know if I've ever. I don't know if I've ever smoked that. Oh, hydroponics and shit. Yeah, this is what, 91%. It's got CBD, THC, CBGA, and those terpenes. It's a cured resin. I don't fucking know what the fuck that means, but I'm not supposed to keep it cold. It doesn't have anything like, yeah. It's a lot. I was going to say, I wonder if it's a lot like hash, and it is. It's very much, hello. How are you? What did you have going on? Yeah, no, not anymore. They will not pass. Elementary, my dear. Elementary. Kind of wish I could blow bubbles with this. Reverse. I can breathe bubbles instead of blow bubbles. It'd be like sitting explaining myself to no fucking monkey handlers. Oh, and I got suck bubbles. That's even worse. You really sucking bubbles again? At least I'm not blowing bubbles like last time. Oh, shit. Fool me once, shame on me. Well, you weren't very clear with what you made. You said plug the hole. I'm very literal. Yeah, it'd be fucked up, bro. Like, I mean, if every person had their own, and pretty much it is. I mean, whether they pronounce it to down to like what it means. Like, we kind of all agree on, you know, some shit. We do not all agree on all things. I can tell you that much. We don't agree. Oh, we don't agree on the meaning. So I'm really surprised that society's been functioning as long as it has been when some of the people are talking totally different languages to each other. And somehow or another it fucking still works out. I don't know. You know how crazy this country is? It's so insane in this fucking country. That while talking with most average Americans might see $1 million in their life. So how did you and I get into debt up to $3 trillion and $15 trillion? How did we? My creditors will not loan me $500. I don't remember borrowing that much fucking cash. I don't care. It's like, oh, so it's just $180,000. I didn't do that though. We borrowed it for, no, see, you keep saying we. See, we're not smoking pot. We're not going to go to jail, so we don't owe your fucking debt, bitch. But it's so insane that they've convinced you, the average American, that you owe this debt, and so you're fine when you go to do your job and they reach into your pocket and take some money out and like, oh man, and you don't like really rebel or look into it or like, who do we owe this to? You know, you're just like, sure. Oh my God. But they got like big old stacks of money. Why don't you go fuck with them a little bit? Oh. No. Thank you. Don't forget to tithe at your local church. Well, they're going to need it because the food... God damn, the food pantry? Yeah, while they're fucking stacking... Yeah. Why don't they got to pay? Oh, that's unearned income from... But, what? Okay, so wait, if I invest some money... Yeah, I didn't actually work for that money. You didn't work for it the first time, bitch. Social media, what the fuck is that? We need this? And how do we live so long without it? As humans, as a species. Elon, we have to do what Elon says? Why? Well, it's like AI. Well, we're going that way. We have to. Why? Why do we have to go that way? Well, that's the way the direction is. Why? But why is it going that way? It's the direction we want to go. There you go. There you go. It's the direction you want to go. I want to sit right here in the grass and smoke some weed. No, there's lots of work to be. Fuck your work. Orange trees, apple trees. That's my work. Everything you guys do for work is to avoid putting your hands to dirt. Or to the throats of animals so that you can actually get that hamburger. You'll work 40 hours a week to go to the store to get vegetables until it just becomes what we do. Other people standing up in the thing when they're leaving. I mean, the original people know why they were standing up, and then when they're going, and then they go out of the room, and then everybody else is just standing up. When every person's called, whenever a name's called, they all stand up and move a seat down, and then people come in and they learn the pattern by watching them, and then for too long, no one from the original experiments even there, but they're all doing the same behavior. Why? If you ask me why, I don't know. I don't know. You don't know? No. How many times have you stood up? Every time they call someone back and back. How many times has it been? 10, 15, and you don't know why. No. Did someone tell you have to? No. Has anyone not? A couple of weirdos. They just sat. Why they sit? I don't know. I got mad though. We were all standing up. What makes you special? You don't have to. Yeah, we're all standing up. What the fuck, man? That's one thing I would do to the experiment. Like after running it a couple of times to make sure it works that way, I would introduce someone who fucks with the sequence, and purposely, just kind of like. They don't say anything, but they just still just like. Eventually, their name's called and they leave, and just see if that changes the behavior of the crowd any at all. Just one person introduced going. You just keep reading their magazine, Especially like it comes in like out, the other people like I won't say like are walking, but like they have like at 2:30, they just like ride it like 2, whatever. So they're not in the waiting room very long, just enough to introduce them. Why are we doing this? Yeah, he didn't stand up at all, and then he's out of here. Maybe you get out fast. You know what I mean? Well, anybody think that? Maybe you get out faster if you don't stand up, or whatever. People are always looking for a way to shortcut. That's the main thing they do is they look for behaviors in people and find out how to behave appropriately, and then they try and figure out how to incorporate themselves into that later. It doesn't even occur to them until someone else does and breaks the cycle, and they go, "Oh, you can do that? I remember I was playing Titanfall, and there were some of these incoming ships and stuff, and then like I just switched over to my Titan, just like I fucking started gutting down the fucking ship as it was coming in, and fucking just started rocking salvos on that shit, and a lot of people in the room were like, fuck, and they didn't know, I mean, there's a ship coming in. And they could do that. Next thing you know, everybody's like trying to shoot them fuckers down. I'm like, that's right, bitch. Think a little bit. At least try some shit. You guys aren't dreamers. That's why, like, when I'm playing video games, I look for buttons to push and shit like that. Cause I'm like, yeah. You have an elevator, you know? It's got a little fucking door right here. It'd be fucking great to put like elevator shoot, you know, some different level. So yeah, I built all that. When I build my maps, I built that kind of shit into them. I got spotlighted a couple. Well, I know for one time there's one that did called Catacombs, and it had this door that would drop down. It's pretty fucking smart. It was really cool. Like if you're being chased, it's like a fairly narrow hallway. If you're being chased down there, you could like throw a grenade back there and blow up this one spot, and it'll drop the thing. But the thing, it doesn't spawn for, you know, it's not always there. So if someone's been through and done that, throw a grenade there. If that door doesn't drop, those people are just gonna be like, fuck you, it didn't drop. I'm still chasing your shit ass down. But there's all kinds of really cool fucking, yeah. We did make some cool ass maps, me and Ivory Knight. Yeah. I don't like my ideas are stolen, you know. So I stopped hanging out with that rifle gaming guy. But, you know, whatever. You know, I don't really, yeah, just as long as, you know, yeah, it's just, not even all the time, it's like, yeah, there's his idea. Like a lot of my ideas, like when I was working with Ivory Knight, they'd be my ideas, and then like we're wrapping up a map. He's like, "We should work on next." I'm like, "I don't know, man." I was like, I think that I want to do. I think I want to do next is I'm going to start working on one. You know, I'd mentioned a map from before, and then I'd come back the next day to work on some maps and stuff. And he's already started building a lot of it on. I'm like, problem is every time we do this, dude, it goes up and it says created by Ivory Knight. I don't mind, like, and it says with help of. The reason I mind is because they're almost always my fucking idea, and you just kind of either sit back and watch me build the fucking thing, and then after I use too many pieces, you kind of figure out a way to make the pieces I used into fewer pieces. And sometimes there was some other stuff on there, but I was building, maybe because it's the same thing he was thinking, you know, but I came up with the whole concept, you know, and then like he wouldn't, if you get stuck at some place, like I don't know what I'm like, go on, do whatever, because you got this little ball. I don't know if you ever played Forge, Halo's Forge. It's fun. Just build. I love building maps. So if a game's got a map builder, I fucking love. Fuck yeah. I love Far Cry. Yeah, Far Cry, but it's not. You don't have enough room. Shit, I got so many fucking great ideas for Far Cry, but it's just so small. Probably on a PC, I probably have a lot more room. But I always play them on console. I do have a controller for this. I mean, that's why I like the consoles, because you have the controller and it's got like that force feedback. I wanted to play the original Halo, Combat Evolved, so I got it for PC. And I started playing it. When I first started playing it, I didn't have a controller. Like this WASD shit that just didn't work for me at all. And so I couldn't do it. It's just I wanted, you know, the controller, so I bought a controller and didn't have force feedback. I'm like, motherfucker, just give me the shit I'm looking for, would you? Okay, yeah, fine. When you get hit by a fucking, yeah, there you go. Car gets struck when you get shot. I like to feel it. I like some haptic shit, you know. If you get haptic clothes, that'd be fucking great. I'd rather do that, honestly, but It's a haptic vest. That'd be fucking dope. I can't tell if it'd be a better place to do that kind of stuff, like virtualized. Like would it be better to do paintball? Because you kind of get the gravity of the shit. You put on the safety gear for this little paint. But if you were to play it, that's kind of like what I picture with Hegseth and Trump in control of the fucking military. It's just like this 12-year-old's playing fucking Call of Duty. Yeah, double tap them. You know what I mean? That kind of mentality. Got pwned, noob. For a video game, maybe, but in reality, that's just plain straight up murder, man. It was in the first strike when you didn't give them due process. And very much a child's idea of how you handle things. At the same time, for all we know, it could be AI, and the people hanging to the side. Don't know. Could have each been shown for them to, to see if they, what he would do. It's not. I mean, they're not down there. That's how cheap, but how cheap life is to them. Is it real? I don't know. There's so much crazy shit going on out there that I'm starting to call bullshit on reality entirely. The whole thing is just fucking. Okay, yeah. I actually felt it today, walking around, going to the doctor's office, and then when I went to the store, I could just feel it. Okay, yeah. This isn't real. If anything, this just isn't all there is, So, it's kind of like I'm cool with ditching out on this one, because I know it's like, okay, if I fold out of this one, I'll fold into another one. That's way better. Like, I served my time here. This is basically kind of hell. I got my fucking little bath and just kind of swap out to another fucking location. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It's going to be the start, I have no fucking idea, but my belief, this is the end. Beautiful friend. So the whole Babylon hasn't blown yet. The insects doing the painful stinging for 5 months. That hasn't happened yet. Very little. The final plagues hasn't had the violent throwing up thing. That's starting. Pray that your flight be not in winter. I've never thought of a worse winter to fly in than this winter. So many delays, you know what I mean? Just so many. I wouldn't want to fly. She's just falling out of the sky, UPS, supposedly. I've had a couple orders delayed and canceled on me, so that may be true. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, let's grab on this part. It's getting shut down. But I am also rather very stoned. This is like a fairly powerful. Okay. 91. And the hydro, that was already doing a number on me. Like I said, I got to walk, and it's just like, okay, yeah, I remember what happened. I know what happened last time. Hey, made an hour and 5 minutes about that. Pretty good. I've done in the last week 50, I think maybe 60 hours of broadcasting. Yeah, because sometimes I'll do like, 2-3 hours in a day. Well, 2-3 hours at a time, maybe like, yeah. I like to talk, you know. I would much rather have someone to, bounce ideas back and forth with and just, I don't know. I can shut up too, but like right now, I guess with nobody around to talk to. Just been out here by myself, just hanging out, for so long. Like I said, nobody's been even calling me, nothing like that, so that's not true. Chris calls from time to time. But yeah. Anyways, I think I'm gonna head out right now. Go watch some TV or something. Like I said, I'd really like to just get into a series. Taking suggestions if you got any. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and crash out. Not crash out. Well, yeah. What time is it? 5:01. I might. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. As done as I am, it's a high possibility of sleep is a high possibility. It's good winter weather for Wonderland. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I hope you have a great night and take care. Muy